What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to Collectors Gone Digital. My name is Josh, and on today's episode, we are introducing a new series to the channel. Now, I'm going to be starting the video off with a little explanation in terms of how this is all going to work. But we're going to rank all of the Season 1 series on a tier list, and then there's going to be a way for you guys to participate at the end of the video as well. Now, because of the little explanation at the beginning here, I am going to cut the intro short. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so the way this is going to work is I am using a platform called Tier Maker, and it allows you to rank pretty much whatever you want to rank, from categories S being the best one, all the way down to D being the worst. Now, this particular tier is actually public, so it is going to be linked in the description down below. In this video, we're going to be using it, but you guys can also use it afterwards to rank them yourself. So in the top left-hand corner, you're going to see share on Twitter, tag me at CollectorsGD, and use the hashtag VeVe tiers. And then what we're going to do is at the beginning of our next episode in the series, where we cover everything from Season 2, we're going to start that episode by recapping the community's thoughts and opinions on Season 1, aka your tier lists. And then what I hope to do over time is do this for each and every season on VeVe. So the structure of today's video is as follows. We're going to go through facts for each one of these series, and then after each slide, we're going to hop back over to the tier list, and we're going to rank them accordingly. Just a little disclaimer, this is all based on my opinion, but then again, you guys have the option of doing it yourself. So without further ado, we're going to start things off with the Batman Black and White series. So for those who don't know, the Batman Black and White series was inspired by the acclaimed Batman Black and White comic book anthology series that featured short stories told entirely in black and white. The black and white is supposed to resemble shadows versus light. Now, the series is going to be comprised of a diverse range of artistic styles and interpretations of Batman, as well as other characters, each one designed by a different artist. And at this point, there are going to be several artists that have more than one. And because of the series' collaboration with top-tier artists, this has contributed to the line's success. Artists like Jim Lee, Frank Miller, Neil Adams, and many, many more. Alright, so heading back to the tier list here, we got the first 4 series of the Batman Black and White collection, and we're starting it off with Todd. So this one's going to be an easy one for me. I'm going to drag it right up to S. Todd is going to be the first collectible ever on VeVe. This is going to be the first set to ever drop on VeVe, and another popular one in the set is going to be Rizzo. Todd number 100 is also designed by the iconic Todd McFarlane, which is an incredible artist to have part of your first ever drop. Next up, we're going to have the Joker series, and I'm going to also put this one up in S. The Joker being one of the biggest villains of all time, he gets his first appearance in this set, as well as Robin. So 2 big characters, but on top of that, the Joker is also made by Jim Lee, another very popular artist. Now, while some might disagree with me, I'm tossing our 3rd series into S as well. And that's simply for the same reasons as the last set. 2 major characters. In this case, we're going to have Harley's first appearance, as well as the Penguin, another notorious villain. There is also going to be a misprint in the artist's name who designed Penguin, so that could potentially add value to the piece in the future in the eyes of collectors. Now, before we head into the next brand here, we got one more series in the Black and White collection. That's going to be Series 4, and there is only one notable character in this series. That is going to be Nightwing. Now, he is going to be created by Jim Lee, but the other 3 in the set are just going to be different variations of Batman. And in my opinion, nothing that I'm too interested in. Alright, so next on the list, we're going to have the Black, Red, and White series with Harley Quinn. So this collectible line is going to be similar to the Batman Black and White series we just covered, but it does focus specifically on Harley. The series was actually announced back in 2020, so it's not that old. And the red accent color allows for a striking visual presentation that highlights key elements of her character. And just like the last series, this one also features a variety of different artists who each bring their own style. Now, if I'm completely honest, I'm not really into these sets too much. I guess it really depends on how much you like the character. I'm so sorry, Super Rush. I know you probably didn't like hearing that. There are going to be 3 black, white, and red sets on the app so far, and they haven't really seemed to be too popular. I'd actually probably say the most popular one is the ultra rare in this set of all 3, and that's going to be Harley Quinn number 19. Now, for some reason, that piece has a first edition tag. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know the story behind that. But Harley Quinn in the black and white series is the one with the first appearance. So after all that, I'm going to toss this set up into B. Next on the list is going to be the Bombshells series, and we actually had 2 series drop in Season 1, both with a 1 pose, 1 set collectible. So this is a popular line that reimagines iconic female characters in a 1940s pinup style. So the series actually originated as a variant cover theme for DC Comics in 2013, and the covers featured pinup art of superheroines and World War II era aesthetics. Talk about a tongue twister, jeez. Now the Bombshell series is notable for having an all-female creative team, and the series incorporates elements of real-world history, blending superhero storytelling with actual events of World War II. So heading back to our list here, we got 2 sets to rank. First one is going to be Starfire, and I'm actually going to toss this one up in A. Like I mentioned before, it is going to be a 1 pose, 1 set NFT. It is actually animated as well, and on top of being able to easily complete a set, it's just a really nice looking piece. Next up is going to be Big Barda. I don't really know too much about this character at all. Aesthetics wise, I don't really like her as much as Starfire, so for that reason alone, I'm just going to toss her in B. But similar to Starfire, she is a 1 pose, 1 set collectible with a first appearance tag. Next up, we're going to have the Cover Girls series, with a total of 4 to complete the set. Now, the series launched back in 2009, and it was created as a line of collectible statues that celebrate the powerful and iconic female characters of the DC universe. Now, one of the defining features of the series is again going to be the diverse range of artistic styles. Various artists are commissioned to create designs for each character, and each series is meant to contribute to the celebration of female empowerment within the comic book world. Now, I actually just realized that I had Supergirl on that slide, and she's not even part of this set. She's part of the Series 2 set, so my bad. But in Series 1, you're going to get first appearance of Batgirl, Catwoman, Mira, and Supergirl, all of which are actually replicated after their physical counterpart. So I'm going to toss this series up into A. I'm just being picky here because I don't like the pose of Supergirl. But other than that, you get 4 awesome first appearances, and I think it's a great looking set. Next on the list, we're going to have the Ghostbusters Series 1. So the concept for Ghostbusters was originally conceived by Dan Aykroyd. It was inspired by his fascination with paranormal activity and his family's history of involvement in spiritualism. So his initial script for the movie was actually much larger in scope and involved time travel, space travel, and a team of Ghostbusters spanning different dimensions. Because of budget constraints, the script was actually eventually scaled down to just focus on a team in New York City. On top of stuff like this, Aykroyd also envisioned a giant version of the Michelin Man, but the filmmakers couldn't actually secure the rights, which is what led to the creation of the Stay Puft character. So Series 1 is going to be comprised of 5 pieces. We got the Slimer, Marshmallow Man, we got the Ghostbusters logo, just the normal one, and then also the platinum one. And then we also have the Ghost Trap. Now the Ghost Trap, I remember when that one dropped, it was a really cool piece. The animation swallows up the Slimer, if you didn't know. The Slimer was also really cool, being able to see through him. I believe that was the first of its kind on the platform. Now, because of how big the movie became, how much I actually loved the movie, the variety of pieces available in the set, and you get the first appearance of the Marshmallow Man, I am actually going to toss this one all the way up into S. The second one with the gold logo, I'm going to toss behind into A. It's about half the value in the secondary market as the one that's platinum in Series 1. That being said, it is a Toy Tokyo collab, so it is a limited piece, and it is the only one in its set. Next on the list, we're going to have 2 series from Tokidoki. That's going to be the Mermicornos and the Unicornos. The Mermicornos are a fusion of mermaids and unicorns, bringing together elements of the ocean and fantasy. Each character in the series has a unique aquatic theme with vibrant colors and underwater motifs. The Unicornos are unicorn-themed collectibles featuring characters with unicorn horns. So each one of them feature different stars, moons, and cosmic patterns. Now heading back to our list here, I know some people are going to disagree with me here. I didn't know about Tokidoki prior to VeVe. I also don't have any of these in my collection. I'm not that big of a fan of them. I'm not saying I don't like Tokidoki, but I am going to place these in C. They're just not really my cup of tea. Next up, we're going to have two more series, but this time from Adventure Time. So Adventure Time was created by Pendleton Ward, who was inspired by his own experiences playing Dungeons & Dragons. The series is set in the land of Ooo, a post-apocalyptic world filled with unique characters, magical creatures, and whimsical landscapes. Now, the animated television series has gained a cult-like following for its unique blend of humor, creativity, but also unexpected depth. So Adventure Time explores the rich lore and history of its universe, offering viewers more depth than initially meets the eye. Now, similar to the last series, I am not too familiar with Adventure Time either, guys. I don't have any in either one of these collections, so I am going to toss them right up here with the Mermicornos and Unicornos. There's definitely some OG pieces in those sets, just nothing that I can really relate to. They're also all static pieces, nothing animated like all the new shiny stuff, but they do all have first appearance tags. Now, probably one of my favorite sets in Season 1 is going to be Ultraman. So Ultraman quickly became a cultural phenomenon in Japan, leading to the creation of numerous sequels, spin-offs, and related media. Now, the series is known for its epic battles between Ultraman and various kaiju, also known as giant monsters. Each kaiju that Ultraman faces has its own unique ability and characteristics, which is what makes each battle diverse and exciting. He also has a color timer on his chest that serves as a countdown clock. So when the color timer starts blinking, it indicates that Ultraman's time on Earth is running out, and this feature has become a significant element of his character. Now, in terms of the Series 1 figurine collection, I'm going to bring this one right up into S. He's a major character over in the East, as we've discussed time and time again. And in terms of the set itself, I think the variety is great. You get 3 different Ultraman suits, as well as some pretty unique poses, and then you also have Ito wearing the suit to complete the set. Another great looking piece. Now, in terms of the poster set, I'm not into this one nearly as much. I think the art's cool, but you know, it's nothing that really comes to mind when I think of art on the platform. So I'm going to toss this one up into B. The reason why I didn't toss it lower is just because of the significance of the character. The A category seems a little too high though. Next, we have the Powerpuff Girls and 2 more series with this brand. So Craig McCracken created the original concept for the Powerpuff Girls as a student at the California Institute of Art. The characters were actually part of his thesis project. Now, the Powerpuff Girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup were created by Professor Utonium, who used a mixture of sugar, spice, and everything nice, but also accidentally added something called Chemical X. Funny enough, Professor Utonium's design was also inspired by Craig McCracken's college professor, with the white lab coat and all that. And in terms of that mysterious Chemical X that accidentally gave the girls their power, it's never actually fully explained in the series what the nature or origin of the chemical actually is. And over the years, there's been lots of conspiracies around that as well. Now, heading back to our list over here, I'm going to toss both of these in the A category, and there's a number of reasons why. So first off, you get the first appearance of all these characters, okay? Both of these sets are quite scarce, very actually. But I also find it quite interesting that they have separated one of the girls from the other 2. And I think when something like renting is available, sets like these will become more attractive. Why? Because if you want to take a photo with all 3 girls, but you only have 2, you gotta rent the 3rd. Donnie the Unicorn is also going to be in one of these sets. Whether the price in the market is a reflection of its actual value, I don't know. But there have been a lot of eyes on the sets in the past just because of that piece alone. Next on the list, and this one's going to be short because I couldn't really find too much information on them, but we got the Cryptkins. And this particular series actually features various creatures from myth and folklore. So the description reads that they have been discovered and the world will never be the same. So we have pieces like the Chupacabra, to other pieces like Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. It's never been a set that I've been after, but I do know that there are people out there that really like these things. And if you are one of them, there are 12 different variants to complete the set. So in the set, you get Bigfoot, Chupacabra, Nessie, Yeti, Cthulhu, the Jersey Devil, both the Mothman and the Twilight Mothman, the Nightcrawler, the Ogopogo, I have no idea what that is, the Thunderbird, and the Cosmic Cthulhu. So because I've never really gone after these guys, and because they're really not that well of an established brand, I couldn't really find much on them, other than a copy and pasted description that's already on VeVe. So I'm going to toss this series into D. I remember when I first saw them, I saw the name Cryptkins, and I was like, anything with the word crypto in it, it just doesn't exactly have the best stigma associated with it. So that, on top of the fact that I've never really gone for them and they're not that well established, is the reason why I'm putting them where I am. Next up, we're going to have the Back to the Future DeLorean, and this one dropped with 3 different variants in the set. Now, the original DeLorean actually had a short production run. Only around 9,000 units were produced between 1981 and 1983, and this was before the company actually faced financial troubles and had to declare bankruptcy. There's actually a really good movie on this. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. Now, the body is made of brushed stainless steel, which is not only aesthetically unique, but also resistant to corrosion, but not fingerprints. Cybertruck. You can pre-order a Cybertruck, go to the dealership to look at it, but they won't even let you touch it. I wonder why. In the original film, the DeLorean is powered by stolen plutonium, but in the sequel, it's modified to use Mr. Fusion, which is a device that converts garbage into energy. And then also a little common fact here, but if you don't know it, the DeLorean has to reach a speed of 88 miles per hour, roughly 142 kilometers, for it to travel through time. Now, heading back to the tier list here, this one's going to be super easy for me. I'm a car guy, and this is an iconic movie with an iconic vehicle, so we're tossing it right up into S. The version on VeVe is also going to be interactive, okay, the 1-to-1. So not only can you open it up, sit in it, do all that type of stuff, but you can also drive it around. So it was definitely one of the better drops back in Season 1, in my opinion. Second to last, we're going to have Tokidoki's Dragon Girl. So this is another piece that I had some difficulty trying to find some more information on. But the dragon is a physically powerful creature that expresses nature's energy, and then the piece expresses human intelligence and beauty through the delicate and elegant figure of the mysterious girl. So by having the dragon wrap around the girl, it symbolizes potent, auspicious powers as well as good luck, and it expresses the positive and protective characteristics that it offers to protect humanity. Now, there were 4 that dropped in the Series 1 set. There are actually 5 on the platform. The 5th one was a collaboration with Toy Tokyo, similar to that of the Ghostbusters logo, but it did drop in Season 2. When it comes to the artistic style of the set, I'm a huge fan. I love the way these pieces look. I think they're beautiful. I also really like the colorways, and for that reason, I'm going to toss this one up in A. If you think with respect to the VeVeverse, we already know resolution improves. I think that this is going to be a set that looks absolutely incredible. And last but not least, the last Series 2 drop in Season 1 were Ron English's Serial Killers. So the series parodies well-known serial mascots by giving them dark and often disturbing twists. Ron English uses serial killers as a platform for social and political commentary, and through his brand propaganda, the series explores themes such as consumerism, marketing to children, and the impact of sugary cereals on health. So to round our first episode of the series off, I'm going to toss the Serial Killers up in B. I think they're fun, I think they're quirky, like most of Ron's stuff. But if I compare the set to the ones that I have in A, or the ones that I have in S, simply every set above the Serial Killers I see more value in, every set below them I see less value in. Ladies and gents, that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Those are going to be 23 individual series that dropped all the way back in Season 1, and we ranked them all, based on my opinion again. So as mentioned at the beginning of the episode, if you guys are interested in ranking these yourself, maybe you have a difference of opinion, you can do so clicking the link down below. And if you want to share it over on Twitter, make sure to tag me and use the hashtag VeVeTiers for a chance for your tier list to be featured in the beginning of our next episode. Next episode in the series, not episode 141. But if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And as for next, I'll catch you then.